I posted a video recently about how I had turned down a traditional publishing offer, and that generated some conversation in the comments. Some folks pointed out that there have been indie books like 50 Shades of Grey that exploded only after they moved from indie to traditional publishing. That's true, but it's extremely rare. Even having a traditionally published book explode at all, regardless of whether it came from indie or elsewhere, is rare. The big corporate publishers buy lots and lots of books every year. When they get those books, they're buying the books that are going to be their best sellers, along with filling out their mid-list. No publisher only publishes bestsellers. They have to have some big quantity of books overall in order to sustain their business. So they knowingly buy a whole lot of books with the intention at the time of never making those books big sellers. The books they choose to be their top sellers are the ones they'll put the effort and the money behind to help them sell. Those are the ones that'll have the best chance of charting and winning awards and making sales and gaining acclaim. The other books they get to fill out their inventory will usually just sit there, unless the author puts forward a lot of their own marketing efforts to get the book moving, usually either by being really good or really lucky on social media. And the thing is, the big publishers won't tell an author when they're buying the author's book to put on their mid-list. When it comes time to make the deal, everything is usually candy and roses. It's only after the deal has been struck and the author sees all these resources and money going to other authors and books that were bought at the same time their book was bought that they realize their book was purchased just to be relegated to mid-list. Deals and percentages will vary, but on a book-by-book basis, authors tend to make a lot more money per sale for each book in indie than in traditional publishing, especially for ebooks. So if you end up at mid-list in traditional publishing, you're kind of stuck. Without a lot of marketing backing you up, you'll really have to hustle to even get close to selling enough books to get past the advance you were paid, if you were paid in advance, which isn't a given these days. And if you did get an advance, that's frequently all you'll ever get paid for the book. The royalty payments don't start until what you would have been making in royalties surpasses that advance number. So in a nutshell, hitting it really big in traditional publishing is exceptionally difficult and rare. But even more than that, it's almost completely outside of the author's control. It's much more common to see indie authors having their books explode these days. And going the indie route puts that process and the chances of success much more into the author's hands and control. Now, going traditional is still a completely valid choice for many authors depending on their goals and their skills. But assuming that selling your indie book into traditional publishing is a golden ticket to success just isn't the right way to look at it.